Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. This is my thoughts on Final Fantasy VI for the GBA. There is a PS1 and a SNES version. Originally it came out in 1994. This version though came out in 05 or 06, I believe. The golden years. So, yeah, let me start with saying this game... How can I start? It's a good game. I didn't really have many beefs with it. I mean, if I can think of one series that consecutively stays really balanced and really polished, it's definitely Final Fantasy. They do later get... It depends, like, some of them are a little eh, but for the most part they all are really good games. They don't really have any problems. Really the only problems with Final Fantasy games are you either like the characters or you don't. Example, a lot of people don't like Cloud, a lot of people don't like Squall, but those games themselves are really good. But this game, it nails on a lot of points. I guess I'll start with my likes and dislikes. Yeah, starting off, it's got a large cast of characters, maybe the largest they've ever had in a Final Fantasy game. I didn't do any research on this, but there's like 13 or 14 characters, something like that. And I didn't even get them all. I skipped out on 3 or 4 of them. I've been playing the game a lot lately, so I wanted to get through it faster. So I basically played it for like 15 hours straight yesterday. Finally beat it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The character list it's pretty big. I will say that some of the characters are a little weird, like the ones I didn't get mainly, like Go-Go. I guess it's like a mimic character. One thing I really know about him is he looks cool. Then you have like this Yeti character I didn't know nothing about, and then there's also Umaro or something. Oh, and then I missed out on the Moogle. I could have gotten that one. I didn't feel like it. I don't really like Moogles. Plus his class I don't really like. So that was the reason I skipped out on that one. My next like would definitely be the Esper system. Basically what the Esper system is summonings. About, I don't know, like maybe 6 or 7 hours into the game, you basically you start meeting these spirits called Espers, and basically what happens is you find these Espers throughout the game. You can equip them to characters, and when you equip them to your characters, they essentially level them up. You normally don't gain stat gains from leveling up. So you'll get, like, let's say Ramu for example. He'll teach you like lightning, or what is it? Yeah, he'll teach you like Thunder, Thundara, and like Kior or something, like a third spell. Basically, and he'll give you like 1 stat gain to like 1, what was it? It's like 1 strength or something. It's very cool the way they do it. I can't really explain it. Basically, the Espers, they all have different moves and different stat gains. But then you have certain Espers that don't give you stat gains, or they'll give you a stat gain, but they'll only give you like 1 spell. But it's basically your main source of leveling. You want to level up your Espers, and you want to level up your characters, because for example, one of the Espers gives you a percentage increase. So like, let's say you have 30% HP increase. Every time you level up, normally you would get a set amount of experience. That would increase by 30% though. So it's pretty cool the way to do that. Not only can you use the Espers by doing that, like leveling your characters, you can also basically use them in battle. Each Esper has their own unique move that requires NP, obviously. But so like, let's say you're using Odin. He has this move called Zentetsuken, which will basically kill every enemy on the field. They all have unique abilities like that. You have like Carbuncle will cast Reflect on everybody. Seraph will heal everybody. I don't know. It's pretty cool the way they do it. If I had to compare it to something, I would say it's more like Final Fantasy VIII. Because they have the Guardian Forces, we have the Espers. It's very similar. It's very similar. You don't learn. I don't think the Guardian Forces in 8 teach you anything though. I think they just increase your stats and you can summon them. That's about it for my noticeable likes. Like I said, it's a very good game. if I wanted to say like everything good about it, I couldn't. I'm just pointing out the differences that stuck out to me between different Final Fantasy games, I guess. So I'll start with my dislikes now. Biggest dislike would definitely be that it's easy. I finished the game in 25 hours. I was told it was gonna be like a 40-50 hour game. But the thing is, there was a lot of stuff I missed out on. I didn't do all the side quests. Like I said earlier, I didn't get all the side characters. I didn't get all the Magicite. I didn't do a lot of the optional stuff. But the thing is, I would have done all of that if I was having trouble on the bosses and progressing through the story mode. For the most part, I just blew through the story without having any trouble at all. It was kind of bad that way. Like, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know, maybe I was leveling my characters up smartly or something. Like, I was getting the stat gains from the Espers really nicely or something. I don't know. But I didn't really have any trouble until the final boss, which was like it's like a 30-minute 4-phase boss. It's a really good boss fight, by the way. But definitely the biggest beef with it is it's easy. Next complaint I have would be basically they do these phases where you switch between your characters. Like a lot of Final Fantasy games do this, where let's say you're playing as the protagonist and like another character, then it'll switch over to like 2 other characters that you'll be getting soon or stuff like that. You have to unequip your gear from those characters, then switch it over to those characters. But when you switch back over to the original characters, you have to re-equip it to them, and it's annoying to do that. And you have to do that a lot near the end of the game. The final dungeon, you break your party up into 3, and that means there's basically 3 to 4 members in each party. And let's just say you're gonna be switching a lot, unless you actually did all the side quests and got all the good weapons and stuff. I was just switching armor, and I was switching everything pretty much, relics, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned that. I'll mention that pretty soon actually. Alright, so yeah, having to re-equip your equipment after sharing it with others is pretty annoying. I guess I'll start with the overview kind of thing. Story, I would say it is good. It is kind of generic when you think about it. Like, basically you're a teenage girl, she's a prisoner of the Empire who just happens to be ruling the world, and everybody hates him, and basically she's being hypnotized by them because she has magic, and supposedly she's the only one in the world who knows magic. She basically gets unhypnotized, she joins the rebellion, and the rebellion has basically overthrow the Empire, and something happens, and then it turns into a let's save the world plot. The villain though of the story is very cool. He's up there with like everybody always compares him to Sephiroth and Kuja and basically all the evil antagonists of the games. He definitely deserves a spot up there. His theme is really cool, and he's just a funny bad guy. He's very evil. Like, you don't see Sephiroth just running around killing people randomly. Kefka does though, and that's cool. So gameplay, another strong point of this game. It does play like every other Final Fantasy game. They do implement some things though, like the relics and the Espers. Basically, relics, I guess you could say, are like accessories. Each character has 2 relic slots. Relics are, like I said, essentially accessories that basically either increase stats or give you abilities such as auto regen or auto haste, or they just give you abilities or stat gains, which you find some cool mixtures. Like you take a Genji glove that basically allows you to dual wield like 2 weapons at a time, and then you take like something that increases your attack by 50%. Then you can do like a lot of damage, and there's some cool variations like that. The overworld is pretty basic, nothing really new happens. Airship's pretty average, although I don't know, it was pretty good, I guess. It was average. And the coolest thing is every character pretty much has a unique ability that's different. Example, Rome has the ability to use sketch. Basically, she's I think it's called a pictomancer. She's like a artist mage, and basically when she uses sketch, it will like take that enemy you're sketching's attack and cast it back on them. Then you have like Terra, basically has the ability to double her damage. Lock has the ability to steal. Shadow has the ability to throw. Setzer has the ability to use his like roulette thingy or his slot machine. You get what I'm saying. Everybody has a unique ability, and for the most part, most of them are useful. And concluding that, the sound. Sound is another good plus. There is a lot of memorable in there. I was playing 6 and 12 around the same time. Let me just say this: Final Fantasy, they lost big time when Nobuo left. Just his music is amazing. Okay, there's nothing good around that. That's a good part of the game. Final thoughts. It is a good game. If you are into RPGs, you should definitely check it out. It's pretty easy, like I said. You might get into it. If you haven't played it, go ahead and pick it up. It's pretty good. That being said, GBA version is a really good version. A lot of bonus content.